everybody, well it's Q&A answers time. Sorry I'm a day late, just because I had some stuff come up. We're going to get straight into it. Ginger Biker 82, my old mate. Will you shave your head at 30k subs and sell your hair to science? No. There's nothing to learn from my hair for science. I would be sad, and do you know, in fact, lots of people come up with so many reasons for me needing to cut my hair off. This hair took years to grow. Leave my hair alone. 22 Bajona, that's what I'm going to say. Will you stick with supermotos for good, or will you like to have a dual sport and a street bike if you can afford it? If I ever came into the position of being able to own two bikes, I might consider having something that I can basically take further, and that most likely would be some sort of sports tourer type thing. But the chances of me being able to run two bikes, I don't think so. So it's always my primary. It's always going to be a supermoto because it's just the best one to have if you can only have one. And he also asks if I will sell my bike when I get a new one. No, I won't sell it because it won't have a huge resale value. Plus, it's always good to have a backup bike, and I mean, I don't know, maybe I will, because if I've got a 400 supermoto, why would I go for a 125? In the winter maybe, but then 400's, it's not like monstrous. So I don't know, to be honest with you. I actually don't for this one, but I would be erring on the side of keeping it. So there you go. Okay, so Zephy 1001. What is the single stupidest thing you've seen a road user do? Single stupidest, that's hard. There's too much stupidity to be able to pick out one particular man. Well, let's say the old man that pulled out me, because that was the most stupid thing I've seen anyone do because of what it led to. So, yeah. There you go. Old man pulling out me, that was stupid. How he didn't see me coming in a straight line, I don't know. Mr. Sparky Aprilia asks, Jake the Garden Snake. I will just add here that people know I'm mates with Jake. If you say Jake, I'll know who you're talking about, because people very often put Jake the Garden Snake. Although maybe they do it just because it's his sort of full name. I don't know, anyway. He's 32% gay according to the online test he took. So my question is, how gay are you? I also took the test and I came out 28%. And look, I've got a moustache. Many people have said this is gay. Mr. What the fuck chicken, what is your favourite beverage? One for alcohol, one for juice. Alcohol, which I don't drink anymore. I haven't actually drunk a drop of alcohol in over a year, I think it is now, would be JD. I miss JD, I do like JD. As for juice, I'm afraid I'm a bit of I would say like a caffeine-based drink. I'm a bit of an addict to caffeine, although I'm getting better. I got to the point I was drinking like 4 or 5 cans of KX a day, and it was just like, this is too much, I'm getting tired all the time, and then I'm drinking more, and then I'm not sleeping, and it wasn't helping. I still don't sleep so well, but it's better not to drink quite so much caffeine. But I just drink water, basically. Alchemy69 is a German-British vlogger, check him out, and tell him to get the bread out. We all know your superpower is the ability to talk to animals, and that you will eventually enslave all of us with your minions, most likely. I'm interested to know, however, how do you manage to get over the language barriers of talking to foreign animals? I mean, these German crows seem to be some grumpy bastards. It's the way you put it across. Fuck off, crow. So you don't need the language. They realise what you mean. And of course, if you're chasing them, that is a good hint for them to pick up on. He's saying these words and he's chasing us, maybe it means fuck off. Hang on a minute, but they talk crow, not English. Otherwise it might be easier for me to get them to fuck off. But the thing is, if you're German, try it, because everything said in German sounds much angrier than English, so just go for it. The cup of tea guy, have you ever talked for ages and realised you ain't recording? Haha. Yes, every single vlogger has done that, I would have said. I had a very good video that missed for the exact reason. It was a good start to a video. Basically, I'm driving down the road and a car swerves onto the other side of the road, then swerves back again. I realise this is my mate, but I thought, I know what I'll do. I did a U-turn, went back down, came up next to his car as he was at the junction, leant through the window, slapped him round the face and then drove off. I was going to edit this in such a way that I wasn't making out that I knew the person. It was going to be a bit of a joke, although it would have been obvious by the end of the video. But I did this and then went to stop to turn my camera off and it turned on. And when you hear that on noise, when you're expecting an off noise, you just go... If you were the Hulk, you would just poof. Booster Black asks, do you still have friends from primary school? And if so, do they know about your vlogging? No. I don't have any friends from primary school still. Basically, a lot of my friends that I sort of kept for a while went in directions I wasn't happy with, and when I was about 13 or 14 I sort of turned around to, well, I didn't turn around to them, I was just like, yeah, okay, and just stopped hanging out with them because I realised they were going down a road I didn't want to go down. And with some of them I've been proven right. So no, my friends now that knew me before I started vlogging and so when I started vlogging, I told them that I was starting it, so, and then most of them were like, oh, it's fucking weird, why are you doing that, blah, blah, blah. Even my family was like, well, some of them were like, why would you do that, so, why? And now I've become successful at it, they're quite positive about it. It's quite funny the way that things switch around like that. With family anyway, because they're happy to see you succeeding at something. They don't really watch them or anything like that. I told my mum not to watch my vlogs. I said, look, you're just not going to be happy whatever you watch, and just don't watch them. And she's like, okay, she respects that. Just be disappointed. The funny thing is, me and Jake have both noticed this. If you want someone to come onto your side of, like, you know, oh, it's a good idea, just tell them you're making money from it. You don't even have to tell, if you tell me you're making, don't tell me you're making 5p a day. If you just mention the fact that you're making money, they're like, oh yeah, it's great, great idea, yeah, definitely a good idea, you're doing that. As soon as money comes into it, greatest idea on earth. That's just what people are like. If you see you're making money from it, then I guess for most people they don't see why we do this, for the fun of it, I guess. Living Rob, before I got into carpentry, I worked in restaurants. I know you'd like to do something in the nature science field. Other than that, what other jobs do you think you would have done if you had not ended up working in a kitchen? Did I go to culinary school? No, I think I have explained this one before. I went from being in a job that I was working in an electrical place, selling electricals, installing white goods, that sort of stuff. I got made redundant from that place, so I went out on a job hunt, and it was like, just find a job. Took me 4 weeks to find the job I have now, that was supposed to be just going to last for a little while until I find a better job. But this is when the recession was hitting and everyone wasn't employing. So I got a job working on the bar for about a year. And then I moved into the kitchen to help my boss out, and then 5 years later, I think 6 years in total now, I've been there. I'm still working there. It's just because it's convenient. I don't see work as who I am or anything like that. Work is just to literally put money in my pocket. All my enjoyment, everything, all the things I really like to do are done outside of work. Obviously the dream is for everyone to be able to work to do something that you love doing. So if I can end up doing that, whether it be YouTube or photography or something, but then I don't want to do photography like in the way that you make money these days, because the way you make money with photography these days generally is doing people photography, and I really dislike people photography. Weddings, no, just God, no. TV Wares, could you introduce us to your cat? I will at the end. I'll have to go and grab it. Alex Robert asks, do you think 250cc bikes should be covered under the CBT? You should add again. As I understand it, you used to be able to ride a 250 on the CBT many years ago, but then they reduced it. The difference between a 125 and a 250 is not huge. I know it's a double of CC, but when you look at the specs, it doesn't seem to make a huge amount of difference. It would make more sense to me, and this will go, I've seen a few other questions asking things like this. I think the 16 to 17 bracket, you could have 125s. I don't see that being a huge issue. And then the 17 onwards bracket to be 250s. Though, the thing is, the government want you to get a full licence. They want you to go down that road of paying that. Although, if you kept on a CVT indefinitely, you'd end up paying more. So, there is no reason the 250 couldn't be 17 and above. Or even if you want to put another bracket in it and say that 16 is 50cc, 17 is 125 and noisy trucks, 18 is, or 19 say is 250, or over 21 is 250. That would make a lot more sense to me. But then again, they just want you to see full licence, so who knows. James Simon, what is your favourite colour dildo? Can I tell it again? When I read this the first time, I went, what is your favourite colour? And it was like, dildo. Oh, for God's sake. Red and brown. Don't have to clean all the blood and stuff off it so often. 3 Streets 42. Do you think you would be as mechanically inclined if you had ever owned a bike? For me, owning a bike and not trusting mechanics has made me more of a mechanic than I ever would have been otherwise. Ever since I was young, I've always been the type of kid to want to take something apart when it's broken. I didn't take stuff apart when it was like working. It was like, I want to take it apart, see how it works, and learn how things interact with each other. And that's, I mean, it's proved useful because it's one of the techniques of working out what you're doing. Is you're like, well, I know what this does, and that's doing this to this, and this is doing that to that. So kind of, I've always been mechanically minded, but I wouldn't probably know as much as I do about bikes, at least, if it wasn't for owning a bike and just wanting to save money and doing the work myself. But to do that work, I wasn't too worried because I already had a good knowledge in the mechanics of things, but just had to learn each job as I went. But I do think, yes, I'm better now because I've done more on my own bike. Daniel223543, what is your opinion on wheelies? You're an experienced rider on a super motard, which caused me to wonder why I've never seen you do any. One, it's a 125, and although some people have said you can get it to wheelie if you absolutely dump it in first, with me on top of it, it's unlikely, and you don't have the power to control it. So, you know, it's not a nice place on a bike that doesn't like to do it. So physically, it's not really possible to do it on that bike. I mean, the front wheel lifts off the ground when you go into second sometimes and stuff like that. But it's not wheeling as such. And there's another reason, I live in England, and I'm going to assume you don't, or maybe you do. But in England, wheelies are a good way to get yourself pulled over by the police and given a nice big fine. Biker's life for me. I'm also 28 and still not in a position financially to do my test, get a bigger bike, etc. So stuck on a 125. My question is, do you ever feel like fuck it and just buying and riding a bigger bike? If you mean on a CBT, no, that's illegal and stupid and you're uninsured and it's irresponsible. If you mean saying fuck it, buying a bike and doing my licence, well, no, because I can't afford it. You can't just say fuck it and do something if you can't afford to do it. But it does seem like you're asking if I would ride a bigger bike on my CBT. No, and don't do that. Ride with Dr. Sketchy. If you were to install a flux capacitor to your bike, what would your primary fuel source be? Squirrel Hymens. Mule on wheels. Oh, hello mule. How often do you subscribe to new motovloggers? Whenever I come across one that I enjoy watching. But the problem is, when you're a motovlogger, I've found the more and more time you have to put into motovlogging, the less and less time you'll have to spend watching them. I mean, sometimes I don't even have time to like watch Jake's videos, or sometimes it takes me time to catch up with people. I'll find a day where I've not got a lot to do and I'll watch a load of vlogs and get up to date. But as for watching them day to day, basically I sit there and I'm like 15-20 minutes of doing something, watching vlogs. I'm like, I need to be doing that myself. So I know it's kind of weird that I enjoy motovlogging, I like watching them, but by doing it means I can't watch them any. A lot of people say to me, will you subscribe to my channel? And it's like, well, maybe if I enjoy the videos, but the thing is I don't know what the number is now, but it's going to be well in excess of 250 subs, people I've subscribed to. And for my feed, if I was to like subscribe to all of the new vloggers, because there's so many new vloggers these days, I mean, it's really gone mad. I mean, the community, to me, the motovlogging community has kind of, it's expanded to the point that we're so far apart that it's not quite what it used to be. It's more in little sections now. So if you, rather than the community being one big thing, I see it as being a bigger thing with sort of concentrated pockets around it of, you know, different groups of people, and then it all interlinks, but not quite so knit together. So yeah, if I was subscribed to all of these new people, my feed would be so full of everything I wouldn't see anything that I actually wanted to watch. The Jedi UK. In the future, when you finally pass your test, will you consider a Sinnis Apache 250 as your next bike? I get this question so often. I thought I had answered it, maybe I haven't. The Sinnis 250 I probably wouldn't go for. The bike itself is a perfectly decent bike from the looks of it. People also say to me, oh, did you know they've made one? Yeah, I saw a pre-production one being disguised as a 125 and ridden around, going back well over a year, and I had quite a good look at it. I spoke to the bloke who was riding it. So I've known about the 250 for a very long time. However, if I'm going to upgrade my bike, I'm not going to go from a 125 to a 250, because I've just spent out, you know, what was it, £2 and a bit grand, that I can put onto a second-hand DRZ or something, and then I've got myself a 400. That makes more sense. If I didn't have a bike, I would probably strongly consider it, but I want a bigger bike. And going to a 250 is not a big enough gap. Shut up, the noisy lorries, honestly. Yeah, sorry if the cars are really loud in this. I hadn't really considered that, but there's an awful fucking lot of them. Ash Bandicoot, if you could legally ride any other bike for a week instead of the Sinnis, but never again after that, what would it be? I'd ride a Harley. Just to ride one for a week, to see what it's like to be that laid back. I never ever want to own one, and I don't really want to ride one, but if I was given the choice to legally ride one for a week, yeah, fuck it, I'll go for it. Why not? Be a laugh. I wouldn't mind trying any sort of bike. I wouldn't own them, but I wouldn't mind trying to ride different bikes. / Sharpie, I know how you've mentioned you enjoy photography and animals, birds and landscapes, but what is it that makes you inclined to shoot this and not other types of photography? Basically, I take pictures of nature. So, plants, animals, birds, insects, fish. I have taken pictures of fish. Landscapes, anything that's natural, I like taking pictures of. I don't mind taking some night type shots, although I haven't done a huge amount of it, but my 600D, the new camera, is a lot better at it than my old camera, because of the noise. Basically, I don't mind taking pictures of humans. Because when I was learning to do photography and I was doing it sort of semi-professionally, I did consider going into taking pictures of people, and then was like, no, I don't like taking pictures of people, I don't know what it is. So basically anything natural or I'm interested in, I'll take pictures of it. I'm not interested in taking pictures of... Someone said to me, do you like taking pictures of furniture the other day? I swear, furniture. No, I don't take pictures of chairs and tables and stuff. I'm sure that's what it said. Ant DRZ, what do you feel is your best vlogging moment so far? I have been sat thinking about this for quite a while, and I've decided to say, I do not know. You have to remember it's different for me because I experienced the day I did it, so I know everything that's surrounding that moment. But when you just watch a video, little moments will stand out more. Plus, I don't even know why people watch my vlogs anyway. I'm still surprised that I've got as many subs as I have. Chuck Norris asks, can you believe it's not butter? Yes, yes I can. This has been a bone of contention in my life. Every time I can't believe it's not butter is bought and put in the fridge, every time I take it out, I stand there and say, well, I do believe it's not butter because it doesn't look like butter and doesn't taste like butter. So no, I do not buy into that I can't believe it's not butter. Billy is awesome 100. Other hobbies except from your bike, wildlife and photography, these seem to be the three main ones. Do you have any others? Vlogging, riding and photography fills your life. There's at no point could I not be either riding, vlogging, or doing photography, or editing. That is a life-filling 4 things. Shut up, helicopter! Technically, I suppose, I do shoot, as in air rifles. Ever since I was a kid, I've always been brought up around guns. I used to do clay pigeon shooting when I was younger. I haven't done that for quite a few years, actually. But I do keep my eye in, as it were, with rifle target shooting. Never at animals. I will not kill an animal with a gun. I will not kill an animal. But yeah, I do like shooting and trying to keep my eye in. YOLO McCready, if you could have any famous person's voice, who would it be? And I think we should start a charity, Save Spicy's Crows. Start a charity for the crows? They're twats. Anyway, isn't that obvious? Come on everybody, come on. Whose voice would you have if you could have anyone's voice in the world? After me, 1, 2, 3, Morgan Freeman. You have to, because anything you say becomes true. No one's going to argue when you're Morgan Freeman. When Morgan Freeman wakes up and says, I want it to be a sunny day, it's a sunny day, the world just listens. RS Pike 462. I know it's going back a bit, But how do you and Baron von Grumble know each other? Going back to the Spicy 110's massive erection in London video that Baron did. We don't know each other personally so much. I have talked to him a couple of times sort of via Twitter. Direct messages, but other than that, I don't really know him. He basically put, for my big plan, which was a thing getting stickers put up all over the world, he put one up in London for me. And he's also offered to lend me some crutches when I had my crash, because he had some crutches when he broke his leg. Yeah, basically that's as much as I know him. I don't know him any more than that. I haven't never spoke to him personally. Super Jack Finn, are you scared about getting old? I'm not going to get old, shut up. No, you don't. People don't get old as such. You just get better. Until you, it's like a bell curve. You basically, from birth, you get better and better and better, and then it starts going downhill. Although, to be honest with you, it's not really a bell curve, is it? Because that's a smooth one. It's like, as you're young, you start out pretty crap, and then you get better and better, and then you get into your teens and your 20s, and you become amazing, and then you get older, and you get more knowledgeable, and you get better as a human, and then you get to the point that you're shitting yourself, and you don't know what's going on, and it kind of goes, and then you're dead under the ground. If you truly want to have a great life, I suppose, get to the pinnacle of your life, and then jump off a cliff, and then it'll always be the best thing ever. I'm joking, don't jump off a cliff when you get to the pinnacle of your life, because you'll never know what the pinnacle is until you reach it, and you get to the point you shit yourself. Greg Brown, are you autistic? No, what makes you think that? Because I know I have memory? I'm not Rain Man. If I was Rain Man, I'd be down in casinos counting cards. 1, 2, 3. Tried it doesn't seem to work. J Stranger 16, has a wasp or bee ever gone into your helmet whilst riding? I had one fly into my cheek when I was on my CBT and I had to stop because it was inside my helmet, crushed against my cheek. I've had it a couple of times. The first time it happened, it was crawling up my visor and I was a wasp and I was like, ah, Jesus, pulled right over, opened it, was like fucking flailing around just to try and get it out of my helmet. Doesn't help flailing around at wasps, but I was shocked. Ever since then, if it's happened, I just slow down gradually, lift up my visor. If it's gone under, when it does the whole whip thing, if it's gone in, then I'll just try and get it out. But if you try and poke at it, it's more likely going to sting you than if you just let it wait for a minute and see if it flies off. So yes, I'm going to pronounce this as it's spelt, Harik. What are your plans for Spicy's Hidden Worlds? Basically, to just continue what I'm doing. I'll film stuff and put it online and teach as much as I can. It's not, as I've explained, it's not like normal videos that you can just choose to go and do it any time. You have to find the animal first, and you can't guarantee with a lot of things when that's going to be. I mean, I've been looking for things lately that I've not found. So what's going to happen with it is going to be very organic, as it were, because it's going to be as things appear at different times of the year. We get different insects, and as I find them, I mean, I may not find them, I can't control what's going to be on it. But the plan basically is to continue showing moths and stuff with the catch videos. If I go and find any special insects, there's spiders, particular spiders I want to look into, and people keep saying to me things like, can you not put a spider in the thumbnail? Look, it's a wildlife channel. If it's a spider video, it's going to have a spider in the thumbnail. I'm sorry you're scared of spiders, but I can't not show spiders in a thumbnail of a video about a spider just because you might be scared by it. I appreciate arachnophobia, it's a real thing, you feel horrible about it, but sorry, no. Right, I've got to find my cat. So I'm going to go and do that, although you'll still have the audio. Back in a minute. Come with me. Come this way. And go down the stairs. Come on. Not far. Yeah, I'm doing Monty Python Mini Life. Come on, Sarah, not too much further now. I'm trying to find one particular cat because that's the cat that I generally refer to as being my cat. But it's not around, which is very strange. How can you not find such a fat cat? Okay, well, sometime later, my cat finally decides to turn up. You're not interested in this at all, are you? This is Mia. It's technically my sister's cat, but basically, this is the cat that spends all its time with me. Because she's fat. See? Fat. Look at all this fat. It's because you go from bowl to bowl eating all the other cat's food, isn't it? You have a weight problem. It's okay, just admit it. What? Did you think you heard a pie? You're a bit of a fatty, you would eat a pie, wouldn't you? I don't feed my cat pies, even though it does look like it. Is there something under the bed? Is there something underneath there? Oh god, there is. Get it, get it, get it, kill it, kill it. Maim it, slaughter it, devour.
I think honestly chuckled at that slightly at first. I was like, oh, come on. But I started thinking about it. No, you're absolutely right. And this has changed me. And I mean, I hope I haven't